To Newton Highlands and Middlesex DA Marion Ryan for the latest on the police-involved shooting.
Ruth Ann Fuller, the Newton Chief of Police Howard Mintz, Lieutenant William Donahue from the State Police assigned to the Middlesex District Attorney's Office, our Chief of Homicide, Adrian Lynch, and Assistant District Attorney Christopher Tarrant. Today, at approximately 1:43 in the afternoon, the Newton Police received a 911 call from a candy store located on Lincoln Street in Newton. The initial report was of a robbery. Two Newton police officers, one in plain clothes, one uniformed officer, were first on the scene. They happened to be nearby. They located a 28-year-old male who was a resident of the apartments above the candy store in possession of a knife. After the police arrived on the scene, that man fled upstairs in that building and was pursued by the police to the third floor. Police called for backup, including additional police officers and a mental health clinician. Those officers arrived. They included Newton police officers as well as two Massachusetts State Police troopers who had been working a uniform detail nearby on Commonwealth Avenue. During the subsequent interaction, the Newton police deployed less than lethal force using a beanbag shotgun. At 2:01 p.m., one of the state troopers who had responded deployed a taser. Both of those uses of non-lethal force were unsuccessful in subduing the suspect. Two Newton police officers then fired their service weapon, striking the man carrying the knife. At approximately 2:13, having received that report of shots fired, the individual was shortly taken to Newton Wellesley Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead of his injuries. Several officers have been taken to the hospital. No officers sustained serious injuries during that incident. The name of that individual who was shot is being withheld pending next of kin notification. We are still in the very early stages of this investigation, and all of the additional facts and circumstances of the altercation, which you will want to ask me about, are part of that investigation. We will have additional information to release to you as soon as it becomes available. I'm now going to turn it over to Colonel Mason.
Thank you, DA. So while saddened by the loss of life from today's incident, I'm grateful that no other members of the public or law enforcement were injured, seriously injured during this incident. As the DA highlighted, numerous de-escalation attempts were made. There was an attempt to slow down the pace of the incident. There was also an attempt to utilize use of less than lethal force tactics. Unfortunately, none of those were successful, and the officers were forced to do what they ended up doing. I can add to this that two of the troopers went to Newton Wellesley Hospital for evaluation, both for stress evaluation and one for persistent ringing in the ear due to his proximity to the discharge of the firearms. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. And Mayor Ruth Ann Fuller from the City of Newton.
It is always a tragedy when there is a loss of life here in Newton, and we feel that tragedy deeply. Members of the public here in Newton, though, please know that this incident is over, that it is now safe here in Newton. Our hearts go out to the family of the young man who was lost. Thank you. I'll add one last comment. The Newton Police Department looks forward to cooperating fully with the district attorney and with the state investigation, and we are so thankful there will be a thorough and complete investigation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. In light of what I've indicated with respect to the limited amount of information, I'll take any questions that you have.
The owner of the candy store okay?
Yes. Yes.
Was it indulged?
Yes, it was indulged, and the owner certainly kept a cool head in a difficult situation and was able to protect herself as well as to reach out and provide, by keeping the 911 line open, a fair amount of information to the police who would be responding.
Was it indeed an attempted robbery?
Well, that's still part of the investigation at this point.
That's what you called it in as?
That's what was interpreted as by the dispatcher who heard her talking about a man in her store in possession of a knife. Yes. Yes.
What color was the suspect?
I'm sorry?
What color was the person that was shot?
I believe he is Caucasian.
And was the encounter with police where he was shot inside his apartment upstairs, or?
It was in a common area, is my understanding of the building.
And two new police officers fired the weapons that struck him as made that.
That's all part of the investigation at this point. Thank you all very much. Good evening.